Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video, and thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my day ones, twos, and threes. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all, and welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged, some is not. And the Fair Act use is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it. They just had a new news conference, okay? Ben Crump and Shanquella Robinson family and other people that's been supporting them. So they had another press conference. And they pretty much saying the same thing, but at the same time, it seemed like there's an act of desperation jumping in there, okay? As well as a little celebratory in there too, that, if there's not going to be no, justice, there's going to be some street justice. People are not going to forget about what happened to Shanquella. So they did make that point in this news conference by him saying that, I know y'all seen what happened, on YouTube and social media about, the Paul session. So they did, bring that up without bringing it up. Okay, y'all. In a press conference. They also seem like they getting a little desperate because they're kind of switching things up a little bit. I'm gonna say it like that. They're saying things that's not true. They're saying that we seen and we did not see this, but Ben Crump and a couple other people that was, taking turns giving speeches. The lawyer, I think the female lawyer, I forget her name, but they did say this, and it's not true. It's definitely not true, and I don't think that they should be putting that out there if it's not true. Now, we saw one footage that we saw of the assault. And y'all saw that assault. It wasn't long. We did see Shanquella, get some paws put on her. Okay? We didn't see her get taken out in that footage. And they're saying that she was. They're saying that she was taken out until, her demise. She was assaulted until her demise. And that's not true. We did not see no fatal blow or anything like that. She was sitting there. She was, still talking and everything when that footage went off. Okay. Now, there were also, and we all know this, I hate to keep on saying the same thing over again, but we all know that Shanquella Robinson's mother knew about the autopsy report months ago. And she did not release that to the public. She didn't say anything about it. But they get on, these conferences and say all this other stuff. There's information that she's been holding back. And ask yourself, why does she hold back certain information, y'all? Okay? When she knew the autopsy report, she knew for months. Her and her daughter and everybody that's, in their little circle, they knew for months that Shanquella, there was no broken bones. She knew this. She did not have no broken egg, none of that. And she let people, believe that she did. She also left out another very important piece of information, y'all. Not much important, but it still was important. Why did you leave this out? Right after Shanquella was taken out and her friends came back here, her frenemies came back here to, Carolina. They came by her house to visit. And, Khalid came back more than the others. But she left out a very important piece of information. She left out the fact that, Khalid's mother came by too. They made it look as if all the parents didn't come by and say nothing and this and that and that and this. And now it's information coming out that, I don't know if it's true or not. I wasn't there, but word on the street is, Khalid came back with his mother. I don't know if he came back with his mother 4 days straight because she came back a couple of days to come chill with them. Okay? But his mother came back too. She left that out. Okay? She left that information out. And, people will want to know what the mama had to say. People been wanting to know what the parents have to say. The ones that, she went out of town with them. Now, I want to say this before I play this little clip, because I'm not going to play the whole thing. If you want to see the whole thing, you can go to Star page. He has the whole thing over there. But I'll play a little bit of it, y'all, because I don't even really want to play it it at all because, it's all over the place. Y'all can go and pull it up. But I'm going to just say this. I don't like the fact that they putting this off on everybody else except for themselves. I do feel like Shanquella Robinson parents and everybody need to take responsibility for what happened as well. Okay? A child first training comes from home. It comes from home. What you put into that child, instill in them when they're a little bitty something growing up, is very important, y'all. And it's very important to the fact that, not only teaching them what they need to learn as far as learning how to read and write and math and stuff like that, you have to teach your child to survive out here. And things are not getting better, they're getting worse. Okay? So I just feel like the parents too have to take responsibility for what happened to Shanquella. And the reason why I say this is because both of them came forth. The mother and the father at different times came forth talking about, they didn't raise her to be a fighter and this and that and that and this. And I just feel like that's where they went wrong. Okay? We have to raise our child in a way that they know, give them that, install that into them, that, at least some kind of teaching of, pay attention to, certain things when it comes to picking your friends and this and that and that and this. Shanquella Robinson was having problems with her friends before she even went out of town with them, out the country with them. She was having problems with them. Okay? She was having problems in her family circle. She was saying things in her post about family members and stuff that they wouldn't get along. She was feeling alone and all kind of stuff. Okay. So we all, everybody don't have this. Some are blessed, but some are not. And they understand what she was talking about as far as family members having beef between family members, as far as having beef with other friends and stuff like this. Shanquella was going through the same thing. And I just feel like as a mother, when you have a child that's, especially a businesswoman, that you're going to have targets on your back and people going to want to rob you. People going to want to be jealous of you. People going to try to be your friends just to see what they can get out of you. You, as a parent, you have to sit down with your child and explain these things to them, especially if you claim that you and this child was so close. The daddy claimed that they was just like two peas in a bucket, that they were so close. The mother claimed that she was close to, Shanquella. The sister, too, she acted like she was so close. You gotta be, if you're this close, like you say you are, there gotta be some talks. There gotta be some talks as, what's wrong today? If she say, I'm having problems with one of my friends. She did this to me. She did that to me. And then you talk to your child and give them advice as to if you should continue to be friends with these people or not. And I'm going to tell y'all this. The Bible said people are fond of their own kind. The Bible says this. So when you hang out with a certain group of people, when you take a stand against people that you should be with, and you go on that other side with people that's against people that you should be with, that shows something about you. Okay, that shows something about it. It's just like if you and a cousin don't get along. You and a cousin can't get along for nothing in the world. This cousin is jealous of you, whatever. If you have a sister and a brother, or a brother, whatever it may be, and they're supposed to be closer to you than your cousin. Your sister and your brother is supposed to be closer to you. So if you get into it with this cousin and this cousin just can't stand you, and then your sister is hanging out with this cousin, or your brother is hanging out with this cousin, that shows you something, y'all. That, you have to be able to read things like this. And you would think that the mother and the father, as many speeches as they get up here and have, and the daddy, and about how close you was with you should have been talking to your daughter too. You don't go out the country with people you are already beefing with before you even leave the country. We saw the videos, y'all. We saw the videos, and we saw that Shanquella was the eyeball out when it came to the females. She was closer to the guys than she were the females. And you don't go on a trip like that out the country during Halloween time. It was like she wasn't getting no advice from people that she should have been getting from. But at the same time, you got to go back to what the Bible say. People are fond of their own kind. So was this cruel? Was this right up her alley? You could clearly see that, whoever that was putting paws on Shanquella in that room, she had really peed them off to a point where they did not care. They wanted to break her off no matter what. And you have to sit back and realize, wonder, what was that pause session about in the first place? Okay? And at the same time, you have to wonder about what that pause session was about in the first place. This is who she chose to be around. And if the Bible say you're fond of your own kind, then does that mean that Shanquella had a little darkness in her as well? She wasn't all of this innocent person that everybody is claiming her to be. People don't just hang out with people like this and they don't have a little darkness their own self. Okay, I'm just saying, y'all. Okay, sometimes they don't have darkness, but then it brings out some darkness in them, because they defend themselves. But in Shanquella's case, she sit there, she knew it was about to be a pause session, because she wasn't, oh girl wasn't having it, or oh boy, whatever it is that she was putting a pause on her. She knew that it was about to be some pause put on her. And she stood there, whatever she did wrong, she knew she had did wrong, and she took it. You have to teach your kids to defend themselves. And I'm not pushing violence. I'm pushing some knowledge right now, y'all. Even kids right now that's in public schools, there are a lot of bullying going on with your kids in public schools. And if you don't have an authority in the room with you at the time, or in the schoolyard with you at the time when something jumps off, this is why a lot of parents send their kids to karate school. It teaches them discipline. It teaches them how to back somebody off of them, but without actually really harming the person. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Give them a little sting a little bit, and then they backs off and they don't want to put paws on you no more. It's about survival, y'all, survival skills. And they didn't give Shanquella survivor skills. And I sit there and I listen to this whole press conference talk about, how black women is treating it and this and that and that and this. That's a prime example of when you have a daughter, make sure that they have that knowledge. Okay, y'all, to defend, protect themselves at all costs. Go to authorities when you can and you have, that opportunity. Go to authorities. But what happens when you don't have that opportunity to go to authority? You can clearly see she couldn't go get her phone and call the police. There was nobody in the room that was going to stop what was going on with her. And she stood there and she just took that pause session. If you're brave enough to do whatever it is that you did to pee this female off, at least you can, try to defend yourself in some type of way. Okay? These are not the type of people that you go out the country with and you sipping either. Because when you sipping, you do things that you shouldn't do. You say things that you shouldn't say. If you didn't sip a little too much. And you have to make sure you're around people that know you. Oh, this is how she get when she get a little buzz, let her go sleep it off. And this is how it should have been. But they let her walk into a train wreck. And the people that were around her, they sit there and they watched. They didn't try to stop it. They knew that she was vulnerable, that she was getting, a beat down. And they didn't even try to stop it. And this was from Khalid. And I have to go back to him because this is somebody that went on trips with her and her family and this and that and that and this. And she helped Khalid out in so many ways. And he fell short to help her out when she needed it. They got up the next morning. They left her there. And they went out to cool off or whatever, talk it out, whatever. And they left her in that room. And he didn't even seem to care of how Shanquella felt after the pause session. None of that. And I'm going to tell you this. Some people will hang out with your family just so they can see just how much they care about you too. So when they want to, do something to you, they already know about how the family is going to come in the first place. And maybe this is why he felt like he can run to Shanquella Robinson's mother house and say and do whatever he needed to say to her and lie to her, bring his mama by the house, allegedly, and go about his business. And make her look like the fool that he made her look like, that you sit down and broke bread with somebody that took out your child. Then you ask them to bring the girls there, and they lied to you too. And they sit up there and help you pick out what colors for her to wear for the funeral. Make it make sense. I don't understand why the mother and the father don't take some responsibility for this as well. And for him to have an only child, a female at that, as a man, you should have been trying to make sure that your daughter, just like y'all sent her to regular school, you see she was tiny. And I know this when I was younger and in grammar school. It was like this really, really tiny female that was really small. She was the smallest one in the classroom. But her parents sent her to karate school just for that reason, because they knew that it was going to come a time that bullies was going to bully her because she was so small and petite. But when somebody messed with her one day and it went down, people couldn't believe it because she was so quiet and tiny, and they didn't think that, something else was going on with her. But she broke people off up in that school. And this was a grammar school. And you know what? They left her alone. They ain't mess with her no more. You as a parent have to take responsibility too when something happens. If you're not, installing in them some sense to defend themselves in a world that's so crazy out here, y'all. You have to. So I want to play a little bit of this. I got this off of Star. Shout out to Star and the One Life family. Y'all, listen to this mess.
Yes, I'm here for Shanquella Robinson. Shanquella was my daughter. We love Shanquella. Shanquella had a family that loved her, and she was an amazing child. And she loved people. She did no wrong to no one. And we just heartbreaking how we seen a video of her being brutally beaten, and no one has been arrested yet. Someone should have been arrested right after the video was released.
Amen.
But unfortunately, that this Shanquella, no one has done anything about it. No one helped her when she was in there being brutally beaten. They telling her to just fight back, fight back. Someone should have had sense enough to step up and help her. Stop the fight, but they didn't. They continued to watch it and laugh.
And someone should have had sense enough to tell her not to go when she was already beefing with them before she left. Okay, y'all, let's keep going.
And killed my child. And I need justice from somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody need to be arrested for this. We can't sleep, we can't eat. We have barely holding down a job.
Okay, so I want y'all to look at her eyes. When you can't sleep, you usually got bags under your eyes, right, y'all? See, this is why I tell y'all, look at all the makeup on her and look at how she's all dolled up every time. If you can't eat and you can't sleep and you can't hold down a job, but you can go to the beauty shop and get your hair done. You can go get your professional makeup put on and keep your nails done. This, stop saying stuff like this when it's not true. I'm just saying, y'all. We have seen videos of her daughter dancing on the way to the rallies, y'all. Getting ready for the after party. So please, if you're going to get on here and talk about Shanquella, don't make yourself look even stupider, y'all. I'm just saying about lying, talking about you can't eat and you can't sleep, because now one of them don't look like they done missed a meal. Let's keep going, y'all. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing because I can't. I just can't. Let's keep going.
Because we're not getting justice for her. She needed justice. She can't rest either. And I need people to stand up.
Can you tell them how you found out about it?
I found out through a phone call. I got a phone call saying that, and really, when I got the phone call, they were saying she was alcohol poisoned. She wasn't responding. Really, Shanquella it wasn't no such thing as alcohol poison. Later on, when the video came out,
yes, it is.
They called me lying. Even came to my house lying. Didn't know that a video had been leaked out.
My Lord.
And we just heartbroken. You know, we just don't know which way to go, which way to turn.
We with you.
Okay, let's get to the
Oh,
daughter.
Robinson, who's been with her mother fighting the whole time.
Hello, everyone. I'm gonna be quick. The FBI knew about what was going on with my sister before the video even surfaced. So that had to be at least 2 weeks prior to the video being leaked.
Okay, now this seemed like another lie too. She said that the FBI knew what was going on before the video was even leaked. Y'all, this is what she's saying. 2 weeks prior. Now, from my understanding, the video was leaked pretty much either before the Cabo 6 came back, right when they was on the plane coming back, or right when they got back. There was video footage being leaked right then. She said the FBI knew all about the videos and everything that was going on 2 weeks prior to the video even being leaked. I don't think this is true. It just seems like this whole press conference was a bunch of lies. They're starting to lie now because they're running out of information to put out. They're trying to put all of this on the FBI from here when this falls on Cabo 6 and this falls on authorities in Mexico. Authorities in Mexico, they even have the wrong information down talking about, as if a man is the one that put pause on Shanquella. They don't even have the right information of that out. So why is they coming for the FBI people when they should be coming for the Mexican people? Because these are the ones that doctored everything. These are the ones that seem like they got paid off to mess with the paperwork and everything else, y'all. Put the blame on who you should put the blame on. I don't understand this whole news conference. Let's keep going.
3 individuals came to our home and said that there was no fighting. You know how the young people say no hands was thrown.
Young people.
We are on an emotional roller coaster dealing with this. It's been frustrating. It's exhausting. We have to show up in pain as here today. And
she have to show up. She don't really want to show up. That's basically, they kind of making her come because she's a sister and she should come. What is exhausting? The dancing before the rallies? That's what's exhausting. But this is what she claimed. That's why I can't listen to all of this, y'all. Let me go to the next person. I can't listen to certain people with their lies. I just can't, y'all. I can't listen to the lies. Let's keep going.
We talked about when we were dealing with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor siblings. When you share beds with people when you're little children, that's a bond that, is so tight. And for Shanquella to have to stand here and talk about how they lied, about how they killed her sister, and then they still.
And she done came best friends with the biggest extortioner in Colorado and Carolina. I'm sorry, y'all. She done came up. She's best friends with the biggest extortion there, and she's dancing before the rallies. You don't get over your sister that fast. You don't get over your sister being taken out in that way that fast. There's no way. Okay, and now they want y'all. They just pulling on people's strings, but the action speaks louder than words. Let's keep going.
Have all the evidence in the world. They have what we call ocular proof, when Shakespeare talked about in Othello, ocular proof. And they still ain't doing that. That's what had us outraged. And that's why we had to use all our resources to make sure this meeting happened with the White House, Dr. Chambers. And so we will continue to put it all on the line for our people. And we're so proud that the young people, Tamika Mallory, the young people are following the example and taking it to the next level. And we can't be more proud than the Million Youth March from Charlotte, who've been marching, petitioning, protesting, and calling them out from the very beginning. And so we want to have Mario Black from Charlotte, North Carolina, come and break it down as only our youth can.
emotional roller coaster dealing with this. It's been frustrating. It's exhausting. We have to show up in pain as here today. And
wait a minute, y'all.
To help the stand here.
This is him.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
As stated, I'm Mario Black, founder of Million Youth March of Charlotte and Salisbury, located in Charlotte. We've been standing with the family of Shanquella Robinson until justice is served, and that's what we're here for. We all know that no justice, no peace.
Yes,
Arrest the Cabo Six. Say it. No justice, no peace. Arrest the Cabo Six. No.
Now I understand they want to arrest for Cabo 6 because you see the video footage of the pause session. And you know that, excuse me, y'all, some of the Cabo 6 is standing back watching. But we didn't see no actual fatal blow on that video footage, y'all. We didn't see no, in the autopsy says there's no broken bones. So if you're going to say arrest somebody, say arrest the people that actually did it. Because I don't know why I have this feeling, but it seems to me that it's a possibility that somebody in Mexico is the reason that Shanquella is not here. Okay, she probably got a good pause session from Cabo 6, but to me, it seems like what really happened to Shanquella happened in Mexico was from a Mexican authorities, because they the one that doctored the paperwork, y'all. They the one that had her body for a couple of weeks after. Right, y'all? They the one had her body. And doing all kind of stuff. And giving you paperwork lying on it. Not Cabo 6, y'all. So if Cabo 6 didn't fill out the paperwork saying that her neck was broken, then what really happened to Shanquella could have happened from somebody in Mexico, y'all. Did they want her body parts? Young, healthy woman that had all the body parts that they need for another person that's probably sick or something that they could get hundreds of thousands of dollars for. You lied with the paperwork. See, this is the part what I don't understand. Why ain't they bringing up any of this? They just still coming for Cabo 6. Cabo 6 wanted to get the heck up out of there. That's what they wanted to do. Because when they probably left there that morning to go out to eat and cool off or whatever that happened at the little pause session, they probably, it's a possibility that they left her there alive. And when they got back, she wasn't in the same position that she was when they left her. And they said they don't, it's a possibility. They felt like, I don't know what happened to her, but I'm getting up out of here. They're not about to blame this on me. So maybe this is why they started rushing, packing their stuff to get up out of there. Maybe this is why they did not stay with her. See, they're not looking at both sides. It's always a different side to a story. And you have to look at Cabo 6 as well as people in Mexico, y'all. I'm just saying. And they're not doing this, y'all. They're not doing this at all. They're not. And it doesn't make sense to me. And being Crump, being a lawyer, I don't understand how he got on here. And he said, y'all go to Star video if y'all want to see the whole thing. He got on here and he said out his mouth, and he's a lawyer. And it must be time for him to get a second check or something for him to show it up, because he didn't show up to the last thing that they gave. But he showed up this time. And when he showed up this time and had this news conference, he is literally saying that we saw her on the footage getting, taken out. And we did not see her get taken out on that footage. So him as a lawyer, I just was wondering why he would even let that come out his mouth, y'all. Let's go.
Chicago 6.
I love that, Mario. Thank you for your leadership. Give him another big round of applause. Give these young people from Charlotte a big round of applause. You know, it's so deep, Mario. Tamika and Sue Ann and I were talking, leaving the White House, and I thought what Tamika said was really thought-provoking. The Cabo 6 thought they got away with it. But knowing that Miss Salamandra and Tequila had an audience at the White House, they won't be sleeping comfortable tonight talking about we got away with it. And so
these people is out living their best lives outside of that, pause session that they had at that club the other night. These people ain't been worried about getting arrested, y'all. Because that footage does not show no fatal blow. Okay, y'all? It does not show. And when the doctors and stuff showed up and all of them, they were still saying that Shanquella was still alive. Okay, y'all? They were still saying she was alive. When the other guy, that the last one that showed up, he said that Shanquella was still alive. Okay? She was unresponsive, but she was still alive. Okay? And then the footage, the autopsy report says there's no broken bones. So if there's no broken bones, then it's a possibility that pulse session didn't break her bones. Right, y'all? So why is these people lying? I don't understand it. I really don't.
The final person we will have speak to you before we take some of your questions is a man who has been in the struggle for decades. And we're so grateful he did not think it robbery to come and stand with Miss Salamandra and the family of Shanquella Robinson, my hero, a great civil.
Sandra Bland. Say her name.
Sandra Bland.
Breonna Taylor. Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Shanquella Robinson.
Shanquella Robinson.
Say her name.
Shanquella Robinson.
This is not an isolated case.
This is not the same as Sandra Bland. Police went into Sandra Bland's house and they wasn't supposed to go into her house. Okay, y'all? It's a difference. Shanquella Robinson took herself to Mexico during Halloween, which is the worst time of the year to go to Mexico because they celebrate the day of the demise. Okay, y'all? They celebrate this in Mexico. There are cults in Mexico that celebrates this day, and they have to have sacrifices, y'all. There are a lot of a big ring of taking people body parts, selling it in Mexico, y'all. This is a total different thing. Shanquella Robinson went to Mexico with some frenemies, okay, y'all? People that did not care for her, especially the females, and the guys that she called her best friend, he didn't care for her either because he didn't even take the time to step in and stop it, y'all. This is a whole different ball game. Shanquella Robinson was leading the party on, okay? She was the loudest one there. Where y'all bees at? Come on, drink. She was the life of the party. She was pushing everybody to drink. And if we could see from the little footage that we saw, if we could see that those girls did not like her, why couldn't she see it, y'all? Why wasn't her parents teaching her some sense, y'all? I'm just saying, y'all. If y'all want to see the rest of this, y'all can go over there to Star Video. He has it put up. It's called Shanquella Robinson Press Conference. What the heck is going on? Okay. This is the video that he put up, and y'all can watch listen to the whole. I'm done with this because I just can't with this family. I can't. And I'm so sick and tired of them blaming everybody else and pointing fingers at everybody. As a lawyer, supposed to be a good lawyer, Benjamin Crump got up here and lied. I can't find the part where he lied at, so y'all got to go over there and look at it. But he lied, y'all. He lied. He said that there's footage and showing that them taking her out. That footage is not showing them taking her out. That's a lie in itself. They are getting desperate now, okay? And I do believe that for him to show up for this meeting again for the White House, he got another check out of the mama. So he has to come and show up and act like he care again. And then, the next stuff that's going on, you ain't going to see him for a while. It's a money grab, y'all. This is all I see. And I just wish if you all going to have these conferences, point the fingers in the right directions. Okay? Not only point the fingers at Cabo 6, but point the fingers at the authorities in Mexico. Everybody that showed up to that villa, point the fingers at them too. This maid that came in there, point the fingers at her too. The first responders that came there, point the fingers at them too. The emergency team that came there, everybody. The police that came there, point the fingers their way. The autopsy report, the person that, did the autopsy report, Point the fingers to why ain't they talking about this? That autopsy report was false. Why are they not going after even the autopsy person? They're not mentioning them. They're just going after Cabo 6. It doesn't make sense, y'all. It don't make sense. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.